This is the 80s Show on iHeartRadio.
Say ho, ho, say ho, 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 ho. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Say ho, ho, say ho, whoa, ho, whoa. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Couldn't be any more Monday of a Monday. It's gloomy where I am. It's overcast. The weekend was incredible and awesome and restorative and super awesome, good times, and an experience that is sort of hard to come back down from. But when your car doesn't start and you're running late and, like I said, it's gloomy and overcast, yeah, that'll bring you back down to earth with a bump. And it's interesting. Got me thinking. Because we all have those times, right? We have the high times, the middle times, and the low times, and, well, all the times in between. But here's the thing. I think we dwell so much on, well, we focus on what's wrong in life. And what's wrong in life will always be available. It really will. Like, if you want to be mad about something, if you want to be bent out of shape about something, whether it's who's president or the fact that your car won't start in the morning, well, that's readily available. There's tons of things that you can justifiably be outraged about every single minute of every single day as you go through your life. You could be mad about it. You could explain it to people and they go, wow, you're right to be mad. But you're going to spend an awful lot of time mad at people, at the world, at yourself, if you're focusing on that. And look, these experiences, the things that justifiably make us mad, well, they cause you anger, they cause you pain, they cause you grief, they cause you hurt. Anger, pain, grief, hurt, all the above. The humiliation that comes with mispronouncing words on national radio, things like that. Those are all lessons. Those are all things to be learned from life. Those are all mistakes, maybe that you've made, maybe that other people have made, that you can take and learn from and run with and make your life going forward a better thing. Make the lives of the people around you that you care about going forward a better thing. If you take those things that are justifiably enraging you and think, what can I learn from this? And even if you're not making them into a learning experience, even if you're not making them into a learning experience, the thing that you might want to think about as you're going through your day, miserable, dejected, and justifiably outraged about any number of things, the thing that you might want to think about is that your lousy experiences in your life, your failures in life, they don't define you. You're not that person. That's part of who you are. But if you look at them as learning experiences, the things that make you mad, maybe you failed at work, maybe you got chewed out by your boss, maybe you were trying to lay tile, trying to save some money, trying to do a little home renovation, and think, I can put that tile in. And you got to cut tile, don't you? You got to get it to fit exactly where it needs to fit. And when you start doing stuff like that, does it sound like someone who's speaking from experience? Possibly. When you're trying to do stuff like that and you screw up tile and you start to think, is this worth it? Well, yeah, because you're learning from it. Maybe you're learning that next time you hire someone else. Maybe you're learning that, hey, I actually have a bit of an affinity for this. But yeah, you could be justifiably outraged and be like, I screw this up. I suck. But these failures, and you will fail in life, and you will get fired, and you won't get the girl, and you will screw up, and you will get chewed out. Sometimes you're going to get chewed out for things you absolutely deserve to get chewed out for. Sometimes when you get that ticket from the cop, you 100% deserve to get that ticket from the cop. And you can walk around feeling awful about that all day long, and you can walk around feeling awful about the fact that your car didn't start, and you can walk around feeling awful about any number of things as you go through life. But that's letting the parts of life that are bad define you. And don't be defined by your failures. You're so much more than that, if you let yourself be. Every single day when you get up, you write your own story. You are the captain of your own ship, and you decide, ultimately, no one else, no external forces, no situations you've been put in by politics or a welfare system or a president or a local piece of government legislation. No, none of this stuff defines you, and none of this decides for you how your day is going to go. You do. You get up every day and you write your own story. And you know what? If you write a lousy story for yourself one day, the day after that, you can do better. You can crumple it up and start over again. That's yours to do, whether you choose to do it or not. And if you don't choose to do it, well, you're kind of missing out on some stuff. But yeah, mistakes are always made. Like the fact that dozens of expelled Nazis got paid millions in Social Security benefits. Did you see this? Former Auschwitz folks living the American dream. Yeah. How on earth did this wind up happening? Well, we're not necessarily sure, but we're going to delve into that a little bit today. And if you want to join in the conversation, please do. At ADSXE is where you can find me on Twitter. I'm AD. You can also find super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser, on Twitter. At FunkFM is where he bees. And when you check in with a show, look, those days where you have airbags like me that talk on the radio and people that listen, those are gone. We don't have listeners anymore. We, 9 times out of 10, have contributors. Entertainment in this day and age, television, radio, movies, all of the above, it's a two-way street. It used to be we talk, you listen. But now it's we talk, you contribute to the show. Don't get paid, but make us sound better. And let me tell you, we're happy to have you along for the ride. Thank you so much for joining me.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Page to talk about the beginning of he and Robert Plant's musical partnership.
I had material like Dazed and Confused. I had the whole arrangement together of Baby, I'm Gonna Leave You and the source of the verse. And it actually, I heard it on a Joan Baez in concert record. It's nothing like our version. But I did play him that original one. I thought it was, at the time, I thought it was a traditional song. I didn't know. Because I know that at the time those folk artists were doing lots of traditional songs. And plus she did like 3 in-concert albums. This was one of them, and I heard this track and I thought that's really haunting. And along the way, even it was in the days of the Yardbirds, I'd come up with this, right on the tail end, I'd come up with this whole interpretation of how it could be done. So I got into my house and I was sort of presenting him these sort of things, these ideas. And, you know, we had a real good connection because he was, to be fair, even though he said he liked West Coast music or whatever, this clearly wasn't ever going to be anything like that. But he was up and open for the sort of things that I was sort of, I was opening up for him. So that was useful because, to be honest, if he hadn't sort of locked into it, then I'd have been looking for somebody else who was.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Jimmy Page and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Mumford & Sons about how they might change up their distinctive sound.
Hip-hop. It'd be amazing. It's not going to happen because we'd be rubbish at it.
Yeah, we would not be a good hip-hop band.
That's the thing. Daft Punk can be good at other stuff. We're sort of a one-trick pony, you know. No, we might. I want to get a drummer now. I'm saying it.
I'm going to say it too.
I want a drummer now. I like playing with drummers.
Keep listening to iHeart for your favorite artists.
If you like what you're hearing, tweet the show at ADSXE. AD on iHeartRadio.
I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. This is my United States of whatever. Picture me giving a damn, I said never. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Every day you're going and working, running that rat race.
You can't have no in your heart. Life's a garden. Dig it. Make it work for you. It sounds like sage advice from a very wise man. But Jeff, who chimed in on Twitter, pointed out that it's actually a quote from America's favorite redneck, Joe Dirt. Isn't it incredible the weight you can give a phrase or an example of something when you take it out of context? If you thought there were great life lessons to be learned from Joe Dirt and you told me that, I'd be like, well, clearly you're an idiot. But when you take it out of context, listen to it again. Sage advice. You can't have no in your heart. Life's a garden. Dig it and make it work for you. From Joe Dirt's lips to God's ears. Make it work for you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to contribute to the show, at ADSXE is where you can find me on Twitter. At FunkFM is where you can holler at super producer to the stars, Barry Funkhauser. Whatever the case may be, we are happy to have you along for the ride. How did a bunch of expelled Nazis wind up living the American dream? What sort of oversight made this a reality? That's an interesting question. I don't know whether we're going to get the answer, but we're certainly going to delve into it a little later on in the show. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in our segment, My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair. Certainly not balanced. Funkhauser hit the news bed that makes us sound more together and professional than we actually are. And besides telling us what's going on in the world, let's check in with you. How are you today?
Well, I got up before the sun today. Girlfriend had to get on a 6 a.m. flight, 45 minutes away. So I was up at like 3, and I drove, and then I came to work, and here I am.
Now, when you have this conversation, like obviously getting up at 3
I found out last night.
Okay.
Oh, what time's the flight, honey? Oh, 6. Got to be there at 4.
Oh, really? She actually does that thing where she dutifully arrives at the airport 2 hours early?
Well, we got there like an hour early, but might as well. 3, 4, 5 a.m., it's all the same.
So when you have this conversation, though, is there any sense that, hey, no matter who I'm asking to do this for me, it's a huge favor? Or was it just like, hey...
No, she didn't even ask. I just kind of offered, it's like the boyfriend thing you're supposed to do, right? Take your girlfriend to the airport? Yeah. Whatever time, honey, no problem. What time? Two what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you appear to be harboring a little bit of resentment with regard to your early wake-up call this morning. Is that fair to say?
I'm just, a little perturbed at a Monday, and I saw the sun come up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a Monday where, you gotta jump on Monday. Usually Monday starts before you do. You started before Monday did, so you've got more of an opportunity to kick Monday directly in the manberries. So there's that.
One would think, but one would think. I want to go to bed. And that's all there is to it.
How long? How long until she's back?
Like Thursday. I gotta go pick her up from the airport at 11 p.m.
Well, hey, look, you split bills and you get to see her naked on a regular basis. It's par for the course.
Mm-hmm. There's just me and Time don't get along very often. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, you've been in various forms of radio and morning radio your entire life. If there's one thing that runs, if there's one common thread that runs through pretty much every radio personality's life I've ever met in my entire career, it's that we have this weird relationship with sleep and scheduling. So it's sort of, in this instance, it comes from your girlfriend's early flights and late arrivals, but it's kind of par for the course. I mean, like if she was with someone who was a lot more regimented about such things than you are, then I think she might have had an argument on her hands. But you've dealt before, and it sounds like you're willing to deal again.
Yeah, I would have just let her go by herself if I was more regiment. But yeah,
oh, you could have been like, here. There's a wonderful app you should download. It's called Uber, and enjoy being driven off before the sun rises by a total stranger. Hope everything works out for you.
Bye bye, girlfriend. Back to snooze.
Yeah. I wonder if I could. Yeah. Well, sadly, as I'm sure every person that's ever been in a relationship with me can attest to, sadly, relationships do not come with snooze buttons, nor do they come with mute buttons. So there you go. What is going on in the world?
Well, Charlie Sheen is in the news. He's split with his porn star fiance, Brett Rossi.
Oh, speaking of how relationships are difficult, Charlie, I think he broke up with her right before they were about to get married, too. Like a week before the wedding, he broke up with his porn star fiance, Brett Rossi.
Silly wabbit. Porn stars don't get married.
Don't feel sorry for him. The engagement may be over, but the burning sensations will last a lifetime. If a raging egomaniacal cokehead and a teenage runaway who enjoys being filmed having sex with strangers can't find love, Funkhauser, what hope is there for the rest of us? None. None at all, I tell you. None.